We live, kids. Hey, it's your boy Joe back at it again. CodingPhase.com. Your boy's back and I done did it again one more time. Okay, we here. Okay, listen, guys. I want to do mention to you guys like literally if you want to be part of this panel and you want to hang out with me, right? This live stream is really for us developers, right? To talk about a whole bunch of different topics and try to help each other out, right? That's what we're here for. I'll be the host for this thing tonight, right? Tonight. But at the end of the day, this is for you guys. So any of you guys can come in and join. We're going to have a couple of different topics. And yeah, man, just come through. All you have to do is email me, codingphase@gmail.com. Or if you are in the CodingPhase ASAP developers group, leave your email right on a post that I have there. Okay, let me see if I could add this right here. Share screen. Okay, let me go application. All right, so let's see right here. Here you go. Okay, so if you're in the ASAP developers group, if you're not a member of codingphase.com, unfortunately, you don't get access to this, but anybody can just email me, codingphase@gmail, right? But if you do have a membership to codingphase.com, you should be at the CodingPhase ASAP developers group. Okay, in codingphase.com, we have over 14,000. I think we're up to 15,000 members at codingphase.com. So we're definitely crushing it out there. But as you guys can see, we only have 1,000 members, right, on the CodingPhase ASAP developers group. And that's because most people don't even know that this is here for you guys. Okay, go in there, go join. I know some of you guys be like, I don't want to join Facebook. Listen, man, if you're part of a community, the best place to find other people that are thinking like you and trying to get to the same goals is going to be on Facebook groups. I'm actually a member of a couple of Facebook groups. I'm part of Shopify developers group. I'm part of dropshipping group. I'm part of entrepreneurs group. I'm part of teachables instructors groups. Like literally, like Facebook is great for this. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to Facebook to hang out with people and to argue about who's better, Donald Trump or Joe Biden. Like, nah, I go in there for what it's supposed to be, for us to actually communicate with others and get to meet a lot of cool people. And, that's what I use Facebook for. But definitely go check it out. All right, we have a couple of topics in here, man. I want to give a shout out to everybody that's in here in the comment section. There's a lot of people that were waiting. Shout out to Durga Prasad. I know you've been here for a while, man. Been here since like 9 o'clock, 9:30. It's like half an hour waiting. But it is what it is, man. I was actually just preparing everything for you guys to make sure we have a nice live stream today. I'm going to try to do this every other day. Where we're gonna have multiple different topics, and as you guys can see, like you guys can hop on this live stream with me and we just discuss whatever the topic might be. Also too, if you are in the comment section and you want to leave a topic that you want to talk about, it doesn't have to be specifically about learning how to code, right? So I'm changing the format on how we do this live streams. I want to make sure that we are talking about technology or talking about current events, things that's happening. Okay, so it's not just gonna be learn how to code. It's like there's gonna be topics about learning how to code, but at the same time I want to keep it in general, so we could have a cool discussion amongst developers. Okay, let me see what we're gonna do. What will we learn today? Okay, there's a lot of topics, man. Shout out to Jeff B. What up, Jeff? Let me see who else is in here. We got Ram, we got Angel, we got Philippe, right? Okay, it's your boy Andrew. We have a couple of people in here. CS Project, Manny Bands, Dev Roy. We got Deli Shots. Right, okay. By the way, guys, you can do a super chat. Whatever you do for the super chat could be $1, $2. It's up to you if you want to donate a little something. But It is what it is. Okay. Let's see who else is in here. We got Joe. What would you recommend for someone in CA? Was it Cali, New York jobs? We kind of went over that in the last live stream. I always tell people go to indeed.com and literally start searching with just HTML. See what's available in your area. Okay. And then from there, start doing your own research. See like how many jobs are for Node.js, how many jobs are for PHP, how many jobs are for Java, how many jobs are for Python, right? And go through the descriptions and see the things that they're asking for. And if you're able to do, 50% of those things that they have in that wish list, right? Apply, right? That's what we're saying. Okay. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. How's life going? Life is good, man. Life is definitely good. By the way, we did a little update to codingphase.com. If you guys haven't noticed, for those of you guys that are new, we changed the website a little bit just to make it simpler and make it run faster. We built everything with Next.js and React. Okay, pretty smooth. Okay, we got this the new landing page. This is how it's gonna look. Okay, it's still, we're knocking out a couple of bugs, but at the end of the day, I'm the type of dude that I can't wait, right? I can't wait. I can't wait until everything is hashed out. It's like, nah, let's make this shit live. Let's see what breaks, and then from there we fix it. Okay. Um, for those of you guys that might not be able to see this, you guys need to refresh your browser. You need to remove your cache. Some of you guys might have something cache, or you might be connected to a connection, maybe I guess through your provider, right? Where you might be getting not this page, you might get the older one. It's propagating right now, right? We just launched this, so you should be able to see the new website by the end of tomorrow, right? So it's just propagating. Okay, it's a 24-hour period. Okay. But yeah, man. So this is what we're doing right now. This is how the website's looking like. At the same time, this is the new timeline. It's straight to career paths. We have HTML, email, a developer, front-end developer, back-end developer, full stack developer, Shopify theme developer, Shopify app developer, WordPress developer, niche site. Okay. Basically all you have to do is you click on one of these. Okay. Here you go. It tells you exactly what courses you need to take and in which order. Okay. If you don't see any fire emojis, that means that you're good to go with just a monthly subscription. If you see a fire emoji, that tells you that some of the courses are part of a bundle, just like this one. Same thing for like HTML email developer. So you can see right here, fire emoji, that tells you that, hey, this is part of a bundle. So to get access to those extra courses, you either got to buy the bundle or you have to be a yearly member of codingphase.com. Okay. If you click on start now, you see the different prices, right? I always tell you guys, don't get scared about the prices. I'm always trying to bring it down for you guys. So you might get a 50% off. You might get a 45% off, so this is why I believe every single bundle is worth, 300. Yearly gives you access to all the bundles. Okay. And monthly is just $20. Okay. And at the end of the day, if you get a description, if you click on the description, right? Sorry. If you click on the description and you see down there, there's literally like a 50% off on everything. So, it's like whatever price you see here is 50% off. So, don't be scared. Okay. But like I said, man, this is what we're doing right now. Okay. Crackhead prices. Yeah, man. So there we go, guys. So that's what we're doing. All right. Now, like I said, if you're new to Coding Phase, this is a community. If you've never seen what we do here, you're about to witness a real show. This is how it's supposed to be done, kiddos. Okay. A couple of YouTubers right now, they're writing notes right now. They're like, yo, hold on, what Joe doing now? Oh man, shout out to Mr. Leisure. $5 in here. I really appreciate it. Everything is, appreciate it, in this community. $1, $2, whatever it is, we throw that right back to the community. For those of you guys that don't know, I try to do a whole bunch of different challenges also, where I give money back to the students, right? By either creating a challenge like, hey, who wants to create a landing page? Here's, for $500, here's $250, right? Hey, if you've coded the whole year and you kept track of it, and you could show us, hey, you was part of the CodingPhase 365 challenge, right? Basically, we give you a brand new MacBook Pro. I'm the only one that does that here. Okay, nobody gives shit to nobody in good old YouTube, right? I'm the only one that comes back. I take literally the money that I get from the community. I bring it right back to you guys just to help you guys out, just to keep you motivated. Because if, like, let's say for example, you're learning how to code and you've never made $100, $200, whatever, right? At least having this income from winning a challenge, gets you excited to get back in it, but yeah, man, shout out to everybody in here. Let me see. Somebody says mind over matter, right? I get bored so easily. I'm pushing myself every day to study. Hey, man, you got to think about the bag, right? You got to think about what's the final goal, right? And let's get into this topic, right? Motivation, right? What's your motivation, right? For me, it's the bag, right? Right? The bag and the freedom, right? Now, all of that is not going to come to you by you actually just saying, hey, I wish I could have that. I wish I could get there, right? I'm constantly looking at people that's at a higher level than me, right? Guys who have multi-million-dollar companies with, selling software as a service, or maybe they have multiple industries that they have their hands on, right? Those are the guys that I look up to. You know what I mean? Like, some people hit me up like, Joe, I look up to you, Joe. I love watching your show and this and that. And that's great, right? But I also want you to know that I also look up to other people. I also use them as motivation to help me grow, right? And for me is, how can we get to the bag, right? What is the bag? The money bag, right? What does the money bag come with? Freedom. Okay, this is something that nobody else talks about here in good old YouTube, right? What does it bring for you, right? It just brings that freedom, and to me, it's very important, like, me being able to make independent income is super important for me. Like, I could have an easier lifestyle by just working for somebody else and say, oh, I'm just gonna work for somebody else 9 to 5, make my little 120, 140, whatever, right? And I go in there 9 to 5, work on their projects, work on the things that they give me. Boring, you get what I'm saying? But for me, it's all about having the freedom of being able to do this with you guys. Like, it's 10 o'clock. I don't have to work tomorrow morning. I don't have to wake up early in the morning to take a drive to go see somebody or go to a office building. And you get what I'm saying? Like, this the freedom, right? So you that are at home trying to get to this point, what you need to use as the main motivation is the fact that once you get this done, this is a skill just like riding a bike. Once you're able to do it, you're going to be able to do this forever, right? And then at the same time, you're going to be able to put it to work for you. So that's really the goal, right? That's really why you should be excited. That's why you should be motivated. Those days that you're like bored and you're like, damn, I got to watch another video again. Damn, I got to learn this thing. Damn, I'm tired of doing this type of projects. Damn, I'm trying this and that, right? I'm trying to be on PlayStation right now. Everybody hopping on that new Call of Duty, this and that. I'm hopping on that NBA 2K. My players getting dusty, right? Whenever you feel like that, think about the bag, bro. Straight up, think about the bag. What do you want to do with your life? That's how I get motivated. You know what I mean? I look at guys that have achieved what I want to get to. You know what I'm saying? Like, when people come here, they come here for a main reason, right? I'm not rich. I'm not a millionaire, right? But I've achieved something that a lot of people wish they could have, which is the freedom to be able to learn how to code on their own, be able to get the jobs that they want to get, and then at the same time, at some point say, you know what, I don't want to work for nobody else. Let's put this skills that I put for everybody else, let's put it to work for me. Right? Like that's why people come here for to watch me. They don't come here to be like, damn, I'm just gonna watch this dude with a hat on, no shape up. Like, nah, they come here for a reason. They want to get that, that knowledge of how I did it, how is it that they can implement it to their lives and do it themselves. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, for me, I'm looking at guys that have achieved a higher level than me. How can I get to that point? Right. These days I'm tired, right? Like it's like today, I just finished working on transferring everything from one server to another server, everything from codingphase.com, right? Automating a whole bunch of things, right? I spend the whole day working with different webhooks to make sure that the website is more automated than what it is right now. So I could have extra time and I could work on other cool projects. You think I wanted to do that all day? I just finished right now. It's 10 o'clock. I just finished right now, right? And everything is not even 100% finished. It's about 90%. There's still things that I need to go in there and fix about, SEO, different images that I gotta optimize, finish setting up a couple of different pages for the timeline, right? There's other skills that I want to set up where people could go in and check off the things that they already did, right? There's a lot of things that still need to get done, right? But do you think I want to do that? No, I want to relax. I want to chill. I want to, go watch a movie, go watch Greenleaf with my wife right now. But my motivation is the bag. This work that I'm putting in today, this shit's gonna work for a year, 2 years, right? All of this is being automated. Almost everything on codingphase.com is being completely automated, where that's gonna save me so much time so I could work on my agency, on my Shopify apps, and everything else that I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? Do you think I want to do this thing today? Hell no, bro. Today was a nice day. I wanted to go to the pool and hang out with my kids. But the motivation is the bag. Okay. So use that as motivation, kids. Okay. And that's how it is. Plus, also the fact that you could level up, right? Once you get all of this done, you get to learn and you get your job, you get your shit together. That's it. You know what I mean? Like, that's it. You achieve what you wanted to achieve. You get what I'm saying? All right. So, anyways, guys, by the way, I do want to mention that if you guys want to hang out with me, hop on this live stream. Send me an email, codingphase@gmail.com. Send it to me right now so I can add you. I really want to have, most of you guys in here. Okay. So let me see. I want to have, like I said, I want to have most of you guys in here and sorry guys, I'm reading to trying to answer somebody's question on my emails. But yeah, so like I said, I want to have a conversation. If you are in here, hop on the live stream before we start going into the topics. And if you have a topic that you want to talk about, let me know so I could see it. Not building just okay. So let me see. I'm reading this comment. Let's see what it says. By the way, you mentioned that you're gonna build your own apps as well as build apps and things for others. Why not building just for your own agency? Why? Because it's like this. Like, let's say, for example, a business hits me up and says, hey man, we have an inventory management system that's built with .NET, right? We would love to be able to have this inventory management system that works with all of our our machines, right? Let's just keep it at that, right? Machines, it could be anything, could be scanners, could be whatever, right? And they say, hey man, I would love to have that connected to my Shopify store. Okay. Now the only way to do that is to create a custom application. Now, by me creating that custom application for this business, right, I could charge anything from $10,000 to $50,000 for that contract, right? Because it's completely custom made. Now, with $10,000 to $50,000, like that's real money. You know what I'm saying? Like, so at the end of the day, like let's say when you building Shopify applications, right? Your Shopify applications might not be making $10,000, $50,000 in the first 6 months. You get what I'm saying? It might take some time because you got to promote it, you got to put it out there, you got to get, get reviews, get etc. Right? So it's a process, just like anything in life. But there's a lot of clients that I have seen that has hit me up like, hey man, I would like for this features to be done. I would like to transfer my website that is built with Magento. I would like to transfer it to Shopify, etc. Right? In that situation, my agency comes in and we do the whole process for them. Okay. So the way how I look at it, hey, if I get a contract, for a month, let's say something that's going to take a month, $10,000, right? I'm hiring a developer, maybe 2 developers to do it. Now, of course, I'm going to have multiple projects and multiple things that I'm working on. So like, let's say if I'm paying, starting point, each developer, $5,000, right? Now, of course, this contract is just $10,000, right? We have multiple contracts, multiple things that we're working on. Let's say in a month, if I make $30,000-$40,000 from a mixture between our applications, our themes, and contract work that comes in, easily, I could say, what, to pay off my employees, that's $10,000, right? To keep on payroll, and then the rest goes to the pocket. You know what I'm saying? Goes to Poppy's pocket. You know what I mean? 30 bands. If you get 40, you know what I mean? You get 40, you keep 30, right? You made 25 that month. Cool. You keep 15. Now, I'm hands off most of this work already. That's why I'm automating a lot of the things that I'm doing. To basically, I'm just managing. You get what I'm saying? This is something that I was going back and forth with Bobby from Coder Foundry. Like, he has multiple employees. Now he's hands off. You get what I'm saying? Like, he's hands off of all the main projects. Now it's just more about thinking of ideas and coming up with new things and getting clients and things like that. And that's the point where I'm trying to get myself. We're trying to hit that $50,000 mark a month of just the agency plus everything else that I have on my own websites and my niche websites. And then from there, we're trying to buy a gas station. At the same time, we're trying to get, the dream, which is that Dunkin' Donuts. Once we get that Dunkin' Donuts, you know what I mean? That's the dream, right? And the reason is, for some people want to say, damn, Joe, why you want to get a Dunkin' Donuts, right? That's stupid, right? But it's a dream to say I could do it. It's like to get a Dunkin' Donuts, you need like $250,000 cash to get started. So to do that, I'm like, you know what? That's like a dream. You know what? That's a goal. When I do it, it's a little something that I checked off my bucket list. Okay. And we just continue growing from there. You know what I'm saying? It's just to say, you know what? Let's I spent so much money on Dunkin' Donuts, going in there, getting the little bacon, egg, and cheese, getting my wife some coffee. Wouldn't it be nice that you go into the spot and be like, how you doing, sir? Everything is good. You go into the Dunkin' Donuts and people start getting nervous. Oh shit, the owner's here. You know what I mean? Like, I want to get that feeling, kid. You know what I mean? That's like when people ask me, Joe, why you always buy Apple products? Why you always buy the Mercedes-Benz and this and that? You could try something else. Listen, man, there's a certain feeling those products give me. When I go to Mercedes-Benz, you know what I mean? They give you the little champagne, you know what I mean? They treat you good. You know what I mean? I go to the Apple store, I buy that brand new MacBook Pro, right? We open up that iPad, you know what I mean? Brand new iPad. We go like, that smell of success. You know what I mean? So I want to get that feeling when I walk into that Dunkin' Donuts and be like, damn, my whole life I've been going to Dunkin' Donuts, getting that bacon, egg, and cheese, right? And then it's like, holy shit. Now we look around. Now we the owner of this shit, right? So that's what it is. Yeah, bro. Let's continue with this, man. I want to get one of you guys. Damn, nobody got an iPhone or Android phone. Want to hop on this live stream? Come on, let's do this, man. I'm just waiting for you guys to email me right now, CodingPhase, right? So S Reed, just send me that. Okay, S Reed, I got you. Let me send you the invite. Yeah, man, because we about to talk about different topics. It's not gonna be just programming, and we're gonna talk about a couple of different topics, and it's gonna be nice when we have a couple of people in here. Shout out to everybody in here on the Discord. Let me see what's going on in the Discord. If you're not a member of the Discord, you should be. Let me see. Put a message to everyone. Hey guys, if you want to hop on this live stream, email me codingphase@gmail.com. Don't worry, guys. For those of you guys that are just getting in here, we're gonna make this more professional. I'm gonna get a group of panelists, right? I'm trying to get like 4 or 5 people that are always on my live streams. So we don't have to go through this of like, hey guys, who wants to go live? Like, nah, man, we already got a schedule. We already have a squad. People is gonna come in live with me. So because this is topics that's more fun when I come in and we have more people in here. If I go in and I go over these topics that we're about to go over, it's gonna be like good old Joe, but at the same time, I don't want it to be good old Joe. I want it to be with the squad. You know what I mean? Okay. Let me see. Tao, I don't know, man. Email me, man. Refresh your page. I don't know what I can tell you right now. Like I said, it's a 24-hour period where we're basically, right now we just upgraded servers. We switched up from one company to another company. You probably, if you're having any type of issues right now, most likely the issue is you have a website that's cached or your service provider hasn't been propagated yet with the new website. That happens. Go on your phone, check codingphase.com, and don't connect to the Wi-Fi. Okay, because it might be, like I said, if it's connected to, that was happening with my Frontier connection, and I was having an issue with that before too. So, it is what it is. But yeah, man. Like I said, my advice, if you are on codingphase.com, my advice is literally, clear your cache, clear your browsing history, right? And, you know, give it a second. Give it a second and then go back. Because as you guys can see, the website's there, man. It's propagating, right? The website's there. This is codingphase.com. This is not my computer. This is codingphase.com. You click in here, all courses, okay? Automatically, that's all the courses, guys, right? So yeah, man. Let me see. What the hell is this thing for this guy? Get the Dunkin' special. Did we leave Teachable? No, we didn't leave Teachable. Okay, we definitely did not leave Teachable. Teachable was teaching, treating us good, right? And they've been treating us good for a while, so it is what it is. That's the platform that we're using. If not, it will be more expensive. Hosting video is expensive, guys. Especially at the type of traffic that we get. Some people they have like 4 or 5 people on their website. We have thousands of people on our website. Like this isn't like, CodingPhase is not small. We get like thousands and thousands of people instantly on the site constantly all the time. So if I was to go in and be like, hey, let me host every video, Teachable gets it for cheap because they're basically doing hosting at a wholesale price. The more people that they get, the cheaper it is. But if you go and try to set it up yourself, this is why most people don't have, their own platforms built from scratch. Some people have hit me up like, Joe, why don't you build, codingphase.com, from scratch? Or like, why are you using a third-party company? It's like stupid because it will cost more money. When I'm charging $20, I wouldn't be able to charge that no more. I will have to go in and put it at $50 or $80 because that's how much money it costs to maintain auto servers. Now, this same thing why people be like, why don't nobody create an alternative to YouTube? Because only Google could set up that many freaking servers and have shit up and make it for cheap because they own it, right? If you don't own it, if you don't own, thousands of servers and different, freaking companies, like you're gonna have to pay like crazy. it still costs a lot of money to host videos, guys. But anyways, man, so we got our boy in here, S Reed. S Reed, what up?
What's good, man?
How's everything, bro?
Still just grinding it out, man. Coding every day, trying to make things work. And I've been working on. I was in that theme challenge that you was doing. I just didn't get it done quick enough. But I'm still working on it. Just trying to get it up for sale or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then on to the next one. I was thinking about doing some T-shirt websites, and then doing an app. And still applying for jobs also,
Nice.
But every day I'm in the checking you out, seeing
Yeah.
looking for motivation,
I
but
appreciate it. I appreciate it, man.
yeah.
Are you still
But
in Atlanta?
yeah, I'm still in Atlanta, man. This is where it's probably going to be, for a while now. I got two small kids myself and my
Yeah.
family out here, so it's like, this is pretty much where it's at for now.
No, that's good. That's good. Yeah, no. There was a moment I had the opportunity to move to Atlanta. I had 3 cities that I was gonna move to. Matter of
Mm-hmm.
fact, 4. I had here Tampa, I had Atlanta, Georgia, I had Houston, Texas, and I had
Mm-hmm.
LA. LA, I cut it out because I was like, man, taxes, I'm not paying that much taxes again. Then I had Atlanta. I wanted to get to Atlanta so bad because I was like, man, I've seen so many houses over there. Like, bro, for what I pay in my house here, and my house is pretty nice, but we're talking about mansions in Atlanta. Like, it's
Mm-hmm.
crazy out there, you
I'm
know.
I'm on Zillow just for motivation. I mean, I just moved into a house probably
Mm-hmm.
like 2017. I remember when you was about to move to Florida.
Yeah.
We was on for a little bit, and I was trying, get you to move here because you were saying you
Yeah.
was going to do the digital agency. But yeah, man, it's so much land out here. A friend of mine that's a doctor just bought like 10 acres that she was about to put something up on that. But it's so much land and it's so much opportunity
Mm-hmm.
here that I just feel like it's a good place to set roots and really try to do your thing out here.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah,
For real. Like Atlanta is beautiful, man, and just it's why I always say it's like Wakanda. You know what I mean? It's like everybody that's over there. I feel like
yeah,
everybody's successful. Everybody got a business. Like for me, like that's so motivational. Like when
yeah.
I've been over there, like the last time I went over there, I went to was it Icebox? I went to go get like a little jewelry, and then I met like just a dude off the rip, just talking to the
Mm-hmm.
guy. He's like, oh yeah, I own like 3 delis and I own, freaking 2 hair salons, and
Mm-hmm.
him and his wife just opened up a restaurant. And I'm like, damn, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
because it's crazy. Like where I'm from, in New York City, people do moves, but people that look like us,
Mm-hmm.
it's not really like the norm to see everybody successful.
Yeah.
So to be in that environment kind of it makes you feel like, yo, I need to get my shit together. You know what I mean? Like,
I,
because there's a lot of people doing it.
I mean, I'm the same way. Like, I'm from Philly originally,
Mm-hmm.
so I still got family there, and I talk to them, and it's just like I almost feel like a lot of times, like being in Philly for me, it was like a relationship that you didn't know how it was going until you got out and was able to look back on it. I mean, have a different perspective. Because I had been coming back and forth to Atlanta probably like the last 15 years because my mom moved down here. But it's just it's like I almost hate to talk about it to my friends that's back in Philly because I feel like I'm bragging, but I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to like show them that there's other places that they could be and have
Mm-hmm.
more opportunities. A lot
Mm-hmm.
of times here you'll meet people just on the street and
Mm-hmm.
they give you compliments. They'll just spark up a conversation,
Mm-hmm.
and it's almost like you have to get used to that being kind of normal,
Mm-hmm.
as opposed to being like not really confrontational, but just
Yeah.
in Philly, everything is kind of like dog eat dog. So
Yeah. It's like New York. It's like it's competition. It's like
yeah,
it's what I call the it's like the crab mentality. It's like, oh,
yep,
hold on, he about to get out.
yeah,
Hold on, right
yeah,
back in. Put them
Mm-hmm.
right back in. Like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, you know what I mean? So it's like you're doing moves, but you got to do it quietly because you're like,
Yeah.
I don't know who's watching me.
Yeah.
Now, in a place like Atlanta, it's like everybody's doing their own thing. Like, you know, it's like
Yeah.
nobody feels like, oh, this person is getting money here, this person's opening a business here. And it's not really like envy. It's like, yo, it's competition. It's like people is more competitive, but
Mm-hmm.
it's not like, let me bring him down, you know.
It's almost the opposite. Like
Yeah.
I was when you first released the Shopify course, I took it early, and a friend of my brother was doing a store, so he said he
Mhm.
needed help. So I actually took the course and I did his while I was doing it. That's what actually slowed me up from actually submitting the theme or whatever.
Mhm.
But just seeing his enthusiasm for what he's trying to do, um, you know, it's always like you have like the universe when you feel like you down on like your motivation, like am I doing the right thing,
Mhm.
or a lot of criticism is like, well, how come he hasn't gotten this finished yet, I feel like the universe will send something your way to kind of just keep your motivation going if you stay active, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? So a lot of times for me, I just look for signs that keep me going. And coming here to see you is always motivation.
Yeah, man,
'Cause
I really appreciate it, man. I love it when you come through, man. I always want to know what you up to and see how's life going and what moves you making. It also motivates me. Sometimes I hear things that my students is doing, and I'm like, oh, I didn't think of that. I'm like,
right,
let me
right,
hop on.
yeah,
Like who was it? I think Geek 86. I
oh
remember
yeah,
I don't want to put his idea out there, but he told me one time an idea. And I was like, I was like, why didn't I think of that? And I'm like, on the side, I'm like, damn, I should make it, but I'm like, I'm not gonna
right,
freaking dirtbag it,
yeah,
like, but,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
but I'm like, yo, it's crazy. It's like, damn, it's like sometimes it also opens my mind, once I hear what you guys is up to and see
hmm
what you guys is doing. So definitely, man. By the way, I want to say I sent out an invite to Alex Penaloza. So check your email. You should be good to hop on this live stream if you want to. Okay, we're gonna wait for a little second, maybe get him in here, and then we're gonna start with some topics, man. We're gonna jump in.
I mean,
Go
it's
ahead.
funny. It's funny you bring up Geek 86 because in the Discord, I see a lot of people in there, or whatever, and I used to be on there a lot more, but I came across him, and when I was going through JavaScript initially, I had went through your courses, and I was looking for like other resources. He was like, "Oh, check out this course and check out that
Mhm.
course," and it's maybe actually right before I started on the Shopify course, I had came across him, and he had like a sub room with him and another guy was going through like some
Mhm.
courses or whatever, and it was just like kind of peer learning, and just to kind of see his process because he's actually doing work right now,
Mhm.
and he showed me some of the things that he was doing. It's just always motivational to see other people, like you were saying, doing things that you're either attempting to doing or in the process of doing. Um, because for me, when I found your channel, I was trying to get everybody in the code, like, yo, man, you really should check this out, and nobody would really listen to me.
Mhm.
And to actually be able to talk to somebody that seemed like they kind of got a similar background, and also are enthused about the same thing you're enthused about. It's just good to have that type of environment or those type of individuals around you, just to keep your ideas open and your motivation up. You know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think that's the best part of the community is like everybody here is, we're trying to make it, we're trying to get to the top and pick up all the skills that we can. And at the same time, it's like there's people that already went through what you're already going through, you know what I
hmm
mean? And then they could give you the shortcut. Like what might take you 2 weeks, they
hmm
might speed up the process and you might learn it in 4 days,
Yeah.
and that's the best thing. That's why I love Geek 86, guys like Tyler,
hmm
Ramsey Jordan, a couple of the guys that be in the Discord and even on the ASAP developers group that really help out. You got guys like Ian Bayless. There's a couple of guys that be in here active and always kind of try to help the other person, like try to put them on to
hmm
something new, and at the same time it's motivational for everybody. Let me see who's in here. Anybody hopping on? We're about to start. Alex, I send it to you. I don't know for whatever reason. Let me see what's going on. Okay. Hold on, give me a second. All right, cool. Okay, cool. We got Alex. What up, Alex?
Hey, what's going on?
What's going on, man?
Hey, chilling, chilling.
All right, man. So where you from, Alex?
I'm from the Washington D.C. area, Virginia.
Okay.
Yeah, I started out doing I started coding like I did it all the wrong way, man. Just I started out doing stuff I ended up doing WordPress and SEO and stuff. But it's been a long time. It's been like 2.5 years almost of me like trying to get development, and then I'd switch to something else. There's just so much to learn. Um, but I'm just right now. I'm focusing on WordPress development,
Mm-hmm.
uh, learning PHP, MySQL, um, and trying to get a remote job, and also do my own thing. I just since I did SEO and AdWords and stuff like that,
Mm-hmm.
I just got a client today instead of charging them monthly, I'm charging them per lead. So not
Mm-hmm.
per lead, but per sale they get.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
I'll get a piece of the sale,
Mm-hmm.
um, which is um, which is different than what I've done before. But yeah, I'm just chilling, just
Okay.
just doing that. I need help with my design skills, man. They're lacking. They're hard.
Well, it's all about practice and also too. I always tell people if you want to get better with design, you gotta focus and look at other people's design, right? So see what's popular, see what people are using, learn about typography, learn about color theory. There's a lot of good videos on YouTube about this already. Learn, software like Sketch, Photoshop, Figma. Those things and if you put in like half an hour a day, trust me, your design skills is gonna level up within 6 months. And of course if you put in more hours, but it's gonna be faster. But at least if you're focusing on development, I would say focus on development and do like a little extra half an hour of like design, and just to train your eyes and train your creativity side of your brain to just be like, okay, cool, this is what's popular, this is what's out there, let me try to recreate it. And then once you learn how to recreate it and you understand, oh, this is why they have this type of size on the fonts, this is how much spacing they have on a website, or on a way of how like let's say a landing page might look, so little things like that, because people think like people are born designers, as soon as they're born. Like, nah, it's like people train themselves just like anything. It's like what I would say, that's almost like a gift. It's like if you really know how to draw, like you're really comfortable with that pencil, that's a
Mm-hmm.
different ballgame. That's something that you have already on your hand in
Mm-hmm.
creativity. But when it comes to design itself, you know that's something that you're taught. You know what I mean? Like I was horrible with design, but I went to school for it, and then I got that little bullshit training. But I see people that's on YouTube now that they're dropping more knowledge than what I was getting for my degree.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
so
Same
you can
here.
definitely learn a lot online.
I mean, I got an art degree, and I feel like I can learn more from tutorials nowadays than I did when I graduated school. A lot of this stuff I learned more. I learned more actually by doing it and looking online than I did in my 4-year degree.
Bro, when I went to City Tech, I was doing communication design. There was a teacher who literally, this is how she taught. She would give you a video to watch on lynda.com because this, like, bro, no lie, this is what she would do. And I'm thinking in my head, this person gets paid for this shit,
Right,
right?
right.
Like, and it's because they already had, work experience and they had a
Mhm,
degree. And then, it's like, just like anything in the world, like if you got connections, somebody could pull you in and
mhm,
get you a job into a city college and this, and that.
mhm.
But bro, like school, to be honest, you don't even need to go to school nowadays. Like, unless it's mandatory. Like if you want to be a doctor, then yeah, you need that degree.
Yes,
But most of the things is out here already. Like
yeah,
90% of the things that you will go to school for, you can learn it at home. Like
yeah,
there's no point no more. You
yeah.
know?
Yeah, I feel like the pandemic pushed a lot of people to trying to learn on their own, just from different things. Like a lot of people with the barbershops or like anything you can learn online, like you know stuff with your car and things that's like things that you would normally just go pay for. Just things being tight will make you resourceful and look for the knowledge in a different way. You know what I mean? Um, I mean, even me coming across your channel, I was trying to go to a boot camp, and at the time we were actually moving from Philadelphia to Atlanta, and we were still trying to sell a house. So we actually had to get a new car, and because the payment was late for our house, because we were like we shouldn't pay it because we're selling it.
Mhm.
Um, my credit was like kind of messed up. So when I
Mhm.
went to actually apply for the loan to go to the boot camp, they were like, "Oh, your credit is messed up." I'm like, "How?" Like, so I checked it out myself, and I'm like, "Man." So from there, I started looking online for things, and I came across your interview.
Mhm.
I think it was like 20 when you went from like 20,000 to like it was $18 to 20,000 a month or something like that.
Mhm.
And I was like, man, I was like in there, like you know what I mean.
Mhm.
And once I found that, it was one of those things again when I was feeling like the universe was like, you know, giving you a way to go when you thought you might not have an opportunity. You know what I mean? It's like if you're really looking for the answers, you probably can find them. And then the more I
Yeah.
looked, the more I found that you really didn't have to pay, especially for the amounts that they're trying to get you to pay. Your platform is just like you can't beat it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I mean that's what we try to do. I think it's like learning online is the wave. I've seen people that be like, I forgot who it was. I'm not gonna mention them, but they're like, "Oh man, you shouldn't learn." I hate online courses, and
Right.
this. I'm like, shut up! Like, just because you're a papi and mommy kid, and they
Mhm.
got you in a Ivy League school, and you're over there, you're like, man. You're looking down on online courses. Nah, we looking down on you for being stupid enough to be going to a freaking school to pay for some shit that you didn't need to pay for. You know what I
Well,
mean? Like, people are freaking crazy. Like, online training is the wave. Like,
I mean,
that's where everything is at now.
so one of my
Even college is online these days. It's like
Yeah.
I was trying to
Zoom
tell
class.
one of my cousins, like he was asking me, as far as like one of the people I was trying to tell before I actually got into this, I was like, we should do it together so we have a peer that's going through it with you. He was like, I'm going to hold off. So recently, he actually looked into some boot camps. So he wound up actually submitting and getting into the boot camp. So I was looking at some of the curriculum, and before he submitted, I was like, look, if you're going to learn the code, it's just like learning to play basketball. I'm like, nobody's going to go take them shots for you. You're going to have to get in
Mhm.
there and take the shots. I was like, whether you got somebody there saying like move your elbow in a little bit or whatever the process is, you
Mhm.
still got to do the work. And I was always kind of curious of like, well, what actually is the curriculum and what are they going to give you? And he showed me some of the stuff that he was doing, and I'm like, you could have went where I was trying to
Mhm.
tell you to go, like But it's just interesting to see so much information being available now, and the contrast between the two, because it's really like they're going to give you the same things.
Mhm.
So it's like if you come here and learn or you go there, like you always say, the difference is you paid, out the nose,
Hmm.
and I paid, a good price that is really invaluable. So it's kind of
I
crazy to
almost
see.
went to a boot camp too, and I couldn't. I was first of all, I knew like when I was first there, I was so new at it that I was like, this is gonna just whatever 3 months, it's gonna be too short.
Mm,
Like yeah, I need a little like whatever for, but not only that, like it was I just didn't have the money for it,
hmm
10 G's whatever at the time, and now everything has gone up. Even Ivy League is like 50K. It's like
hmm
ridiculous. But yeah, I just got scared of the paying the money. I'd rather just pay like Coding Phase, Udemy, and then what I'm learning now is you can take as many courses as you want. It doesn't matter if you're not applying it to something.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, that's how it is. If you really want something and you want to learn all of these things, is like sit down, think of what's a website that you go to every day. What's a service that you wish was out there for you, right? Or look at something that somebody has already created and try to recreate it yourself as you continue to learn. Because you could go ahead and say, hey, I would love to build Facebook. But to build Facebook, there's gonna be so many skills that you're gonna need to learn. So
hmm
how about you say, okay, to learn how to build Facebook, I need to start with HTML. So look at Facebook and build like 4 or 5 of the main pages that you go to. Build it
hmm
with just HTML, CSS, right? Once you learn a little bit of JavaScript, come back, make it interactive. Oh, there's a drop down menu, there's a like button. Now with JavaScript, make it interactive. Now you say, oh, cool. I would like to have the user to be able to log in. So then now you start learning about the back end, and as
hmm
you start learning the back end, you implement to that same application, which is like a Facebook clone. You go back and implement those new features that you've been learning. A lot of times I've been seeing people where they'll go and build like 50 different projects because they're taking 50 different courses at the same time. And then not think about it like this and say, you know what? Let me go back to those projects that I initially was creating that were pretty solid, but they were limited on the features that they had. And
hmm
now that I know more, let me come back and give it a stimulus package of just like
hmm
extra features, extra things that it can have. You can make it more modern, maybe clean up the design, and then now you have solid portfolios, projects that you can say, okay, this thing here took me 2 months to make because I was learning all of these courses, but I was coming back and implementing those features that I was learning there and putting it back into this main project. So then now when you go to a job interview, it's a more complete application and you could break down all of the things that you added to it,
hmm
why you added it, right? And things like that. But yeah, man, let's hop on some of these topics that I have right here, man. Okay. Um, Start with the first one, man. Should you buy a home, right? Especially for people that right now you start thinking like, man, shit is looking crazy right now. You got the pandemic, you got people that's losing jobs, right? And you got people that might not even have a job right now to lose. Like they're like,
hmm
yo, I don't even have a job, Joe. You're talking about losing a job. I can't even find a job yet, right? So for people that's going through that and might think like, man, you know what? If I had the opportunity, I wouldn't take the opportunity. I wouldn't try to buy a house because of how the economy might be or whatever situation might be that happens. And I think it's stupid. I saw that on, I think, on Twitter. Let me see if I could pull it up. It was somebody, I think it was at Bloomberg, and of course it's one of this random companies, Bloomberg, and they did an article about this, like that people are not buying homes right now, and some of them that did buy a home are regretting it,
hmm
and I don't think it's a bad idea to buy a home, especially in a time like this, you
Yeah,
know.
I think it depends on everybody's situation. I mean, that's kind of like asking, should you get married? And
Mhm.
they saying like uh, the rates of marriage and divorce are like, the divorce is high and rates of marriage is low, or like should you have children? It depends on the individual and what resources you have and just where you're coming from, and what you're trying to do in life. I would say, you know, if you're smart and you have the money, it's great to invest because everything is cheap, you know,
Mhm.
compared to what it would be,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah, yeah, definitely. I
There's a
mean,
lot to it. I mean, especially like the area, certain areas is
Hmm.
just like Florida, Charlotte, but when you go to these big cities, sometimes it's like you're paying for 200, you're paying 600, 800, $1 million for
Hmm.
something that's worth $200,000 somewhere else.
Yeah,
mhm.
I
Yeah,
mean,
but yeah, like he said, it's all about the situation, I feel.
Yeah. Yeah, no. So this is the article that I saw, and it was like, hey, a pandemic is a terrible time to buy a real estate. Now, I myself bought my first home, right?
mhm,
Now in the middle of the pandemic, right? When coronavirus was about to hit, like it was already hitting New York City, right? Like, yeah, I started looking almost like a year ago, but I just didn't know where I wanted to move to yet.
mhm,
At the end of the side, you know what? I love Florida. I love the weather, and it's nice out here. So let's just move out there. We came in January. We looked at multiple homes, and at the end of the day, we decided, you know what, this is the time for us, right? One thing that I learned, from my mom, back in the early 2000s, back when uh, George Bush, George W, right? He
mhm,
just came in and he signed the paperwork, of like, hey, if you should buy a home, right? And
Mhm.
giving opportunities to people to buy their own house. At the time, my mom missed out on the opportunities because her best friend was like, "Oh man, you shouldn't buy a house, right?" And I'm talking about houses that, and they were in Bushwick, and there was even Staten Island houses that were like for like $200,000, and my mom didn't take the opportunity back then to buy it because she went and listened to what other people had to say. You
mhm,
know, of course, later on 2008, a lot of people got their homes yanked up, right?
mhm,
That couldn't pay for it. But my mom, she could have definitely paid for her home. Now a
mhm,
lot of people that we know that did take the opportunity and buy that home over there in Bushwick, that house is $1 million now.
mhm,
That's $800,000 of equity on
mhm,
a home. You get what I'm saying? Now another thing that people keep forgetting is that fixed rate. This a fixed rate on your mortgage. If you go with a fixed rate loan, so like let's say for example, like I bought my house for 330,000, right? I put down payment about 18,000, right? Then from there, basically used the rest of the money that I had to fix up a couple of things that I wanted to fix. But this home itself, this home could literally be $500,000 by next year.
mhm,
Okay. And then not only that, because it's a fixed rate home, right? Fixed rate loan, literally, if tomorrow the economy goes to shit, right? Your contract says it's 330,000. If let's say right now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, $330,000 is the equivalent to what now is $80,000 because of inflation.
mhm.
That's all you need to pay off.
Yeah.
That's the money that you need to pay off. So then this house, that's your loan that you need to pay off, 330. But now your house is worth way more than that because it's an asset, right? And then it's just gonna continue going up. It's to me the way how I look at it, it's like having a savings account that actually goes up,
Yeah.
right? And that actually makes some money in the long term. Now, of course, if you go and buy a home in the middle of a freaking uh crack crack house, you're like, yo, let me buy this crack house right here, right? Nobody's moving here, everything is freaking tore down, there's fires everywhere, all type of crazy shit. Then yeah, maybe that might not be the right place. But if you are finding a good home in a good area, right? It's the best thing that you can do. You can't follow any of this type of articles or advice that people give you because in the long term, the one that's gonna regret it is gonna be you. You know,
Yeah.
when there's opportunities out there, you have to go for it. You know, some people might say, "Damn, I don't know if I could afford a home and this and that." I'll give you an example, like myself, right? I'm paying $2,045 on my mortgage, which is literally $300 more than what I was paying for a rented home. When
Mm.
I've been paying for like 2 years, that if I decide I want to move from there, I don't leave with anything. You get what I'm saying? Like when you go and you own your own home, you basically could literally leave out of there with the money that you put in. Now, you know what I'm saying? Like to me, that's a huge benefit, for you to have your own space, your own land. Land is never gonna be bad for you, man. And
And
this,
it just goes up in value more and
yeah,
more.
and that's just how it is. There's people that we look back, in the 1950s, the boomers who bought homes for like $20,000, $10,000. Now those homes are 800, $1 million, and then now they could transfer that wealth to their kids, right? One of the biggest mistakes that people do is that they don't think long term. You got to think long term. Everything that I do is long term. I don't want nothing that's fast, because if it comes fast, I'm going to lose it fast. I want it that it takes me time to get it, and I get to keep it, and a lot of times people, they miss out opportunities like this, man. Right now, if you are a developer and you're trying to get your own home, don't listen to what nobody tells you, man. You're secure. You're in a good career. You're in a good industry. Like even at that, the way how I look at it, right? I always think about the worst situation. I'm that type of individual that always thinks about the worst situation, where literally how I'm looking at it is like, okay, $2,000. Let's say my mortgage is $2,000, right? Let's say I lose everything, right? I lose everything, completely everything, right? Now I could easily pay this off. I got my wife, I got myself, right? We both could work a little bullshit job, right? And pay off $1,000 a piece. And we could both maintain our home. And we always gonna have a house to live in, right? I see a lot of family members that, to this day, they don't have their own homes, and they're basically like nomads. They're like, oh, I'll spend 6 months here, or hey, can I sleep on your couch? Hey, can I do this and that? Like, I'm not trying to live that certain lifestyle. You know what I mean? Like, once you have your home, that's your base. You know what I mean? Like, you could always do a whole bunch of other things, but now you have your base. So never go by this type of articles, man. This is so much bullshit. Like, I was reading it, I'm like, man, these people, they literally telling people not to buy homes, and a lot of people that left comments and things like that. I mean, they agree with me. They're like, yo, like, how the hell you telling people not to invest in themselves, when in reality that's the best thing that they can do? Especially, you having money in your bank account, that don't mean shit, because if the money goes up and inflation goes up, then that money is going to be like Venezuela, where people's walking around with
Mm.
piles of cash and it's not worth anything. Now the people that have their homes, they still got some value in that.
Yeah.
And if they want to sell it, they're gonna have to sell it to whatever currency it is. If tomorrow, God forbid, the economy in the United States is to the ground, and now we're using euros, or we're using the yangs, or whatever it might be, we're selling that home just like how they sell it in Dominican Republic. They don't sell homes by the price of what's going on in Dominican Republic. They go by the price of the dollar. They say, what's the currency, the main currency, and say, okay, I'm selling this house for $100,000, or I'm selling this house for $200,000. In the future, if shit goes bad, you selling your home for the euros. You selling your home at a rate of whatever is out there, whatever is the main currency. If we selling bitcoins, hey man, I need myself 50,000 bitcoins for this. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean,
But
I just think that the main thing is to try to acquire assets instead of
mhm,
liabilities. I mean, that's always what I was taught and learned. Even
yeah,
just prior to trying to do coding, I was doing silk screening, and it's just something that you can pretty much, if you have the if you had the clientele, you almost could print money. You know what I mean? It's like you always have a trade that you can use to make income, you know. So a lot of things you see online, I don't take them to heart because it's like each situation is different. You can't just do like a broad stroke on anything. I think you really have to when people call you or hit you up like, you what should I learn, and then they don't look in their area of like what the jobs are available. You know, you're not even really doing the research on your own. You're trying to get a cure all almost to your problems that might be unique to yourself. You know, so
I almost fainted the other day when I looked at Indeed and the WordPress remote jobs. There's so many remote jobs now since COVID. It's like, I mean, it's incredible. It's a huge motivator for me. Have doing my own stuff and have a job at the side. I come from the tree business. And so I used to be doing trees and cutting down trees and stuff like that. And like you said, in that business, money does grow on trees. You know? I mean, but I got out of it, and but yeah, I mean, I don't know. I went off on a tangent on that one, but I mean, the remote jobs are hot right now. It's all over the place.
I just saw a Shopify developer job that I wanted to apply to, but I'm working on these themes, so I really want to have something up to be able to point to once I actually do apply to it. So I think I got maybe a couple days left on the theme. I'm really trying to work out some kinks, and then I was looking over the requirements of what you actually have to do. So I got to check those off the checklist before I actually I don't want to apply and they be like, well, you don't have this, or you don't have specifically, something like that. Because I've gone to job interviews where I thought it went great, and then I just didn't get a call back. So I kind of want to make sure it's a knockout before I get in the fight. Even though I know you shouldn't really, do that, but for this specific one, I wanted to have at least a Shopify project that I could point to.
Yeah. I managed a client one time with a Shopify theme, and I wanted to learn Liquid and all that, but after I do all this WordPress stuff, because it's just you can easily like start learning something and then like this looks shiny and new, and then like I'll start into that and then this, but I really got to train myself to be focused and just learn certain things, in my path, not looking at Node, and all this, JavaScript. I mean, JavaScript's nice. I mean, don't get me wrong, but it's very daunting to learn everything. You never don't. There's no way you can. I guess I don't know. Always learning.
I mean, for me, I really want to. The same thing like when I used to work for a company that did silkscreen. I was doing graphic design. So, when I saw that, actually prior to getting there, I already had some equipment. So I was always kind of looking like, okay, what can I learn here to be able to, almost something that you can pass down. You know what I mean? Like, as far as coding, you can pass that down to your children. Even if they start automating everything, if you know how to kind of market things and have like a creative mind state, you can come up with an idea and then market that to people. So I think coding is a perfect it's a perfect trait to have or skill to have to be able to pass on to kind of to just your community, regardless if it's your children or your family. But I think that you can use it as a tool to gain income. I know it's a lot to learn, but at the same time, it's a lot to gain also. So,
exactly.
That's always my motivation, and
that's my motivation too, looking at that, because, looking at the That's why I come here too, is because of the motivation. Because it's like you can go on days and days and days and months, and just you could be on the right path or you could be on the wrong path. And it's it's very easy to just start learning something new. That's my problem, but because it's sometimes I'll get like somebody wants a website and then they want something else and then they want something else, like
Mm.
and then I'll research that. But I'm kind of hustling it out too. I did some freelancing stuff, but nothing really panned out yet. So like thousand here, thousand there, but I mean
Hmm.
it's not consistent enough right
Mm.
now. And I feel like I have eyeballs on me, but my 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 design is like putting everything down. Like I'm like wasting the eyeballs
Hmm.
because my design skills need to kind of catch them.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm not working as a developer right now, consistently either. But I've been chasing it, for a while. It just to me, it's like chopping a tree.
Mm-hmm.
You just keep hitting it every day, and eventually you get it to fall. You know what I mean? Even if you had to do
Mm-hmm.
it with a spoon,
Yeah, true,
you just
exactly.
go in there, keep going, keep going, keep going. And eventually you'll come out the other side. Even like when I look back at some of the things that I didn't know previously, not that I know everything now, because some days, you run into an error and you're just like, how do I get out of this? You know what I mean? But previously it would be like I could be stuck on an error for like 2, 3 days. Sometimes it was a week, but I just would stay on top of it and just try to keep going.
That's
And
why I'm making a to-do list app. I have a little application, and
mm,
I'm stuck on the outputting it to SQL.
mm,
Um, but yeah, it's very it's definitely I enjoy it. It's my passion of mine. I mean, I wake up every day just thinking, oh, what else can I be learning, or
yeah,
what else
yeah,
can I be doing,
yeah.
it wasn't like that with trees, or even the other things I try to do in life.
Hmm. I mean, for me, uh, what I started doing, because sometimes I would run into the same error. You ever fix an error and then like you can't remember how you fixed it? So
Mm,
so what I did was made a document and I started taking screenshots and also like filling in links to where I came up with the error. And I log like how many days I was stuck on it. Pretty much just like a diary, how I felt when I got over it. And I look back on that for my own motivation and for a reference. I can look back and say, okay, right here I did this, and I got the screenshots, and I got where I got the answers from. Plus, you still had the project that you had. But if you don't have, how they say, if you don't have like good notes in your projects, um, you'll look back on it and won't know what you was doing. Sometimes, what I mean. So I just try to find a remedy that will help me stay motivated and stay knowledgeable about what I was doing.
All
mm,
right, cool, cool, cool. Let me see. Reading through the comment section, see if we answer some of the people's questions or things that they might be talking about. Reading in here, I believe Card Campbell says, fixing my credit. I'm hoping some good bank owned or HUD homes will come in 2021. It will. Trust me, it will. I went through the process, myself in the beginning, like a few years ago, to get my credit up. And it was just really about just paying everything on time, paying everything off, and having that 100% on time payment. And, just making sure you have less than 30% of utilization on your credit cards. Don't go in and be like, hey, we're gonna ball out. Well, let's fuck up some commas. You know what I mean? Like, just be
mm.
like, yeah,
Bottles on
Yeah,
me.
yeah, yeah,
bottles on me. It's like,
yeah,
yo, it's like you don't got that cash,
yeah.
man. I got my piece is hitting. You know what I mean? Like, dudes is
Right.
like, yo, my piece is hitting right now. and until that shit is maxed out, and next thing you know, you got 3,000 here, 4,000 there. You know, they gave you a $10,000 credit limit by mistake. The dude on the phone, he pressed the wrong button. He was gonna give you 1,000. Little did he know, he gave you 10,000, and now you're like, oh shit, they done fucked up. They done fucked up and gave me the wrong number. I'm gonna just max this shit out. I've seen people that I remember one of my boys one time. He bought a freaking car off a credit card. I'm like, my dude, that's bad, bro. I was like, bro, you gotta pay that shit right away.
Yeah.
When he started seeing, interest rate of $600 a month, that's when he's like, yo, I gotta pay this shit as soon as possible, bro.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, bro, you're not supposed to be buying no freaking car off a credit card unless you got the money right there.
Yeah, just really to get it, get your credit up. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you want to make a move like that, like, because otherwise it's like that's what they got you. They like
that's what they want you to do.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's the point of the credit card. Some people think like, man, credit cards are bad. Credit cards are good. You're supposed to just pay. It's the same thing as like if I'm gonna have, I don't know, $1,000 cash on me, I'd rather keep that in the bank, right? Walk around with my credit card. That if somebody robs me or I lose my wallet. I lost my wallet. I could cancel on my cards. I didn't lose no money. And even if they do take the money, I could get that money back because it's secured. They'll go in and say, hey, that was fraud, this, and that. You know what I mean? So then at the end of the day, you just pay off your bills at the end of the week.
Right.
It's a weekly thing. It's like you buy what you need to buy, and every week you just pay off whatever you need to pay off. And that's it. Credit cards are great, I've had plenty of vacations off credit cards where just, because you buy so much shit every day. Like people don't even know how much money, they spend on little things. Like you go to a store, you go to McDonald's, you go to the deli, you go to buy something for your kids. Your kids want something online. They sign up to some service. All of that's on your credit card. So you're getting rewards. If you got something like the City card, I think the double point card, like they give you 2% on everything. If you got like the Discover cards and you're like one of those people that be on top of be like, oh man, from this time to this time, I gotta buy all my my groceries from I guess like Stop and Shop or something like that. And you can make money. You can get like 5% back. Like that starts adding up. Like me, I buy a lot of shit from Amazon and I just put it on the Amazon credit card,
Right.
and you get 5% back. You end up, getting that money right back to buy other equipment or buy other computers and things like that.
Yeah.
It adds up. Little by little. But definitely, all you have to do is just at the end of the day, just pay off your shit and you're gonna be good, man. God willing, you could get this crib 2021. I want you to get it. It's the best feeling. I think for me, like it was the best feeling because my whole life we never had our own home, right? I was like literally till the age of 16, 17, I slept in the couch like my whole life. Like I don't know about my own room, my own privacy. I have nothing.
Yeah.
It was just me in the living room, and in a corner there was a little corner for a computer. So while I used to be like trying to build websites when I was a little kid and shit like that, it's like people walking around me, no privacy, no nothing. You know what I mean? Like you're trying to talk to shorties on AIM. It's like your mom passing by. It's like, hey, you want something to drink? And you like on a webcam. I'm like, Mom, I'm talking. I'm in a chat room right now.
Right.
Like no privacy. You know what I'm saying? So me being able to buy my own crib is an achievement. Sometimes you gotta give yourself an award. You work hard, you gotta give it to yourself to say, you know what? Let's make this shit happen. Nobody else is gonna do it for you. Now let's hop on to the next topic that we have in here. TikTok, man. TikTok going to Oracle, allegedly, right? That's where it's going right now. I'm not a big fan of TikTok, but I understand it's a big topic in the tech community, because Donald Trump said this shit is not made in America.
And I was wondering why exactly he tried to ban it and made them sell it. Like I wasn't clear on exactly what the big issue was. I'm so deep into just staying on top of coding. Like sometimes stuff comes up, and it's like I'll see it on maybe on Instagram or on Twitter. When I'm like posting, whatever. But
yeah.
a
You
lot
haven't
of
really
times,
paid attention to it.
yeah, I'm just like TikTok. I just see people doing silly dances. I'm like,
Yeah.
I know somebody could probably use the platform for something different.
Hmm.
It's funny, like these different platforms or whatever. Like OnlyFans, right? Most people know what.
That's the next topic that I had next right here.
Okay, I'll wait then. I'll wait then.
Yeah.
Talk about that.
We're gonna jump into that right now.
Right. Go ahead.
But yeah, like look, TikTok, TikTok is a fun application. It's simple, nothing crazy. It's all about having the right licensing fees, right? And from the record label. So what they built is nothing crazy. It's just like what they already had in Vine, what they already had in Instagram. It's pretty much the same shit. The only difference is the application has features for people to be able to record themselves, set up the camera a certain way, stop it, continue it, and it goes with the song. So in that part, it is fun. But TikTok was, I don't know, they had like a system where if you look on, how the Apple phone, right, the iOS phone, they notify you every time that it's doing something. Like let's say if you're sending data to the server or whatever. Like I seen a video where somebody had notifications for every time that there was like an external, like an API call, right? And every time that you typed, right, on your phone, like a regular text, anything, it was sending it to TikTok.
Oh, wow.
So everything that you did,
Yeah.
and if you be like, yo, shorty, send me a little something, or hey, here's my password, hey, here's my checking account, hey, this and that. Everything they logging everything inside of the servers, right? So they have all of that data. Because a lot of people, people are not tech savvy, people don't know how the social networks work, right? And how they make money. They make money from data and make money from knowing as much as they can from you. And technically, they say, "Oh, we don't know who you are." Like they don't have a face from you, right? But they can easily connect different things. So, like, let's say you go to a website. That website gives you an ID on Google services. So now you're tagged. Now you go to another website. You went to Mercedes-Benz. Then you go to another website. Oh shit! Now Mercedes-Benz is advertising me to go back to their website and go buy that car, or Toyota or whatever it is. Then remarketing, right? Now from there, they could easily connect you if you go to, like, let's say for a website where you're logging in somewhere with a Facebook account. Easily now they say, oh, got him. Boom. Now this is Joe Santos Garcia. He's from New York City. He lives in this address. Oh, he has notifications on. Oh, cool. Oh, he has his his location on. Let's get him, right? So now they have all of this info, and TikTok being a Chinese company is no good, because at least here we know they do it. But at least here, there's laws to a certain limit of what they can do with that, right? They can't overdo it. Now, in China, what does China care about Americans? Be like, ransack that shit. Put that shit on the black market. Who got selling at crackhead prices? All of your data, all of your information, right?
And on the dark web now.
On the dark web, they selling your information out here. Like, yo, you just came off the ship. Like, yo, who wants this? How much you want? This guy, his incoming from this to this. What do you want? What you want to get? You want to sell it? You want to buy it for $10? Sold. Joe's info is sold. Like, now they got my email, my credit card, my accounts, all of my shit. And China's gonna be like, this is China. You know what I mean?
Do nothing about it.
The Chinese government barely cares about the Chinese.
Yeah, they're gonna hit you up with, this is China. We don't believe in that. You know what I mean? That's blasphemy. What, you want privacy? We don't believe in that shit. You know what I mean? So
True.
At the end of the day, we could say everything about Donald Trump. I'm not the biggest fan of the dude. I think he's funny as hell, with all the dumb shit that he be doing. But at the same time, I'm like, yo, somebody put the bug in his ear, like, yo, bro, we need that shit over here, bro. Like, we can't be having people, using this application. And that's like the biggest growing social network right now,
Right.
where people are all in there. Like, you find kids from 13-year-old all the way to a grandma,
Everybody.
shaking her ass to WAP. You know
Everybody.
what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
everybody's in there. So for national security, we can't have that shit in China.
Yeah.
So now good old Oracle coming in, not even to buy the application, but to be like, hey man, we'll host the data.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know if Donald Trump is gonna be like, yo, we're not letting that deal happen, or we're gonna let it happen. We don't know yet. But me personally, I will say ban it. Just like ban that shit, get that shit up out of here, because it's no good. We don't want that shit. We don't, my kids is on that shit, like my kids is on that platform. And I'm like, I know what behind the scenes is like, like the technology side of things. And I'm like, I don't think China should be having this type of power over people and all of this data information that they have. Like, it's no good, and we don't trust them. Like, I don't trust nothing that comes from China. So I'm like, you know what? Get them up out of here, right? I think Bill Gates' company, Microsoft, wanted, but Bill Gates is not even part of that shit no more. Bill Gates is just cashing in. He's like, okay, guys, do what you got to do. But Microsoft wanted to buy it. I think it was Microsoft and Walmart or something like that. Walmart. I don't know if it was Walmart or what was the other one. I can't remember, but I think it was Walmart that wanted to buy it. And I was like, man, they should just sell it, because a lot of these companies, some people might say like this, right? They might, like, somebody that might look at this situation and say, damn, the United States doesn't let other countries grow. So if you have an application that's popular, they'll try to just manhandle you and say, hey, we're gonna debo you. You either gonna sell us that shit, or you're not fucking using it. We're not putting your application in the United States. We're banning it.
Yeah.
And in one way they're right, but at the same time, it's like, this is America, kid. I mean, this is the empire. You know what I mean?
If it's an issue with national security, I mean, like, you can't really have a vampire and just sucking all your resources. And I mean, having information, that's what this century is about. Data and analytics and your information is like the most valuable thing you got now. So it's like,
now imagine this. Imagine you got a congressman, right? He got kids, right? Congressman kids come in and be like, okay, dad, let me use your phone real quick. Now they download TikTok. Now,
oh my God.
Next thing you know, they plugged into the congressman talking about shit that's national security. It's like the congressman, you know how we have these applications I got on my phone, I don't even know they're even in there, because my son will be downloading shit that I don't even know. So what if he's in there, and then now whatever conversations they're having for national security, like, now they in there like that. They at TikTok, they're writing notes. They're like, oh yeah. Oh, where you guys gonna do a meeting on this? Oh, this is a good one. You know what I mean? Like,
juicy.
This is a juicy one.
That information is like, I mean, they could have a list of people. Like, if these people ever come up, start the computers running, and now we got everything available to the highest bidder. So that's really definitely something that they gotta put a regulation on it, or it could be detrimental to public safety.
Yep. Yeah, man. It's just, to me, I think they just gotta ban it and just be like, listen, man. Sometimes you gotta, put your foot down and just be like, this is America, kid. Who you think you're fucking with? You know what I mean? Like, sometimes dudes be forgetting. You know what I mean? Sometimes you be like, it's kumbaya, but then you gotta be like, this is America, kid. Number one, kiddo. I mean, you gotta look up when you look up over here in the U.S. You know what I mean? Dudes be coming in. The little Chinese dude come in and be like, I'm getting there. I'm getting to you guys in America. It's like, listen, little TikTok. You know what I mean?
Little TikTok.
You messing with America, kid. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like this the empire. You know what I mean? Just start throwing the East Coast, like, yo, this the empire, my dude. Who you think you fucking with? Like this is like some dude, you know, who came to the block, you know, everybody moving regs. Dude comes out of nowhere and is like, yo, I got sour diesel. We don't know you, my dude.
Yeah,
Give me that bag.
Yeah. You got
Now we selling the sour D.
right.
What's good?
You
You work
can't
for us now.
you can't let people come take over your territory. That's rule number one. You know what I mean? It's like you gotta
That's how
protect.
it is. That's how it
Yeah.
is. So some people's gonna get mad, but it is what it is. You know, this is how empires stay on, you know, on the top. You know,
Yeah.
and sometimes you got to do it. You know, people get mad, but we can't be letting this countries that's popping up out of nowhere that don't do the shit in the best interest of the country and the best interest for all of us to just be like, hey, we're just gonna be you know, creating apps and building things. And that's another thing too. Like people be forgetting, like the reason why most applications make money is here in the US. Nobody makes money anywhere else. Like you're making dimes and nickels somewhere in other countries. Like this is where the bag is at. So if we don't trust your application and we don't trust you, you can't be making money out of us. You can't be coming in here and be like, hey, we just gonna have you selling or, you know, freaking poaching our, you know, freaking data. And we don't know where that data is going to. We don't trust you.
Yeah.
You showing us that you can't be trusted. You know, especially with everything that, you know, you could come up with an idea here and then, like, oh shit, iPhone, we'll make a copy, not even respecting copyright laws or trademarks or nothing. So it's like, nah, bro.
Yeah. I mean, if they're not under your jurisdiction of regulations, then you know it's like if you're not going to play the game by the rules that we playing, then you can't be allowed in the game. You know what I mean? It's like if you just a rogue, then you got to be treated as such. I mean, in my opinion, you know what I mean.
Somebody said G.I. Joe currently speaking.
Yeah, no.
It's Microsoft.
Yeah, man.
Yo, no, but it's true, man. It's true. Sometimes you gotta debo it. You gotta hit them with, like, you can't be selling on my block, my dude. Like, what you think? You gotta pay respect. You know what I mean? Like, and it's just, I don't know. The whole thing with TikTok to me irks me because it's like they're doing sneaky shit. Like I've never seen that. Like I checked a lot of applications, and like when I went in, I tried it out to see if they really are doing that. Now they stopped it. Like 2 weeks ago, they stopped it. But before, bro, there was like all type of shit. Like everything that you type on your keyword, like you could be on Google Chrome and TikTok is getting information. Like, oh, you searching this? Ooh.
And that's the thing. It's like if that's what you can see, imagine what you can't see. You know what I mean? So that's the dangerous part, because it's like, you know, even with Zoom now, a lot of people are getting hacked on Zoom, and people are jumping into their Zoom calls, and you know, it's like, well, where did these people come from? So, you know, if somebody's just trolling on that type of level, imagine what people are doing that really have malicious intent. You know, you got to be aware of that and really address it the way it needs to be addressed, or you're going to end up, you know, eventually you end up paying for it one way or another.
Yeah. No, definitely, man. Let's see. The next thing that I have in here is what can we learn from OnlyFans.com, man? What can we learn from OnlyFans?
I think like just making a simple website with a simple idea that can be gangbusters. You know, it's like that can sell high, sell a lot. You know, and it's not really like a complicated. Not really like a complicated idea either, I feel.
Yeah, no, and from my understanding, you know, they're not even on the Apple store. They're not on the Google store, Google Play, and that's smart because if you guys know, like they charge 30%. Like you go on Apple, you could be creating a freaking application for kids and be like, hey man, I'm gonna charge $5 to teach kids how to read or how to talk. Apple goes in, is like, I don't care who you making apps for. I need my 30% cut, my dude. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
I need to eat. So at the end of the day, they're losing money. You know, everybody that creates applications are losing money when they put it as a native application. And this is really smart. So they created this application and made it a web application that looks like a mobile application.
Mm-hmm.
And the application itself is trash. It's pretty garbage, right? Like it doesn't really look good. Like the design is not great. It's just functional.
Mm-hmm.
So that tells you that sometimes all you need is an idea, right? All you need is an idea, and if you could do it, you could do it. Like I'm looking right now in here, like what they're using. They're using Nginx, Webpack. Let me see if I could log in real quick. I got an account, you know, for research only.
Research purposes.
Research purposes. Oh, I gotta put in my. Let me see if I. Yeah, man. So it's crazy because it's like you could go in there and you know have this application that is just pretty much a web application, right? Nothing crazy, like. And I wouldn't be surprised this whole application is built with PHP for some reason.
Mm.
And you know, and how people be like, oh man, PHP is dead or this and that. It's like, nah, bro. If you got an idea, just build it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, just build it. That's it. Okay. It's not that hard. Like I'm looking at their thing. Okay, they got SPA. I'm trying to figure out, see if what they're using. Let me see. Trying to see if I could get some more info because
it's printing money right now. That's all I know about it. I don't really.
I mean, I really haven't really been on there. I know you see a lot of these chicks from off of Instagram use it. You know, it's like under their names and stuff. But then it's this one chick that's a rapper, but she was using it for like just like information, kind of like you know, like buying and reselling things or home improvement and things like that. And I thought that was kind of like a little bit ingenuity, you know, repurposing the platform that most of the people that I've seen are using it in one direction. And she says, you know, I'm going to do it this way. And I thought that was real, you know, it's almost like ingenious. You know what I mean? It's like almost like hip hop. You know what I mean? It's like,
yeah.
You expect a turntable to just play a record, and they're like, okay, we're going to put some zig-a-zigs in there and make a scratch.
Yeah. Yeah. No, yeah, I think they have like a really good idea of like what to create with this thing because you know it's like, look at this. I'm looking at this whole website. It looks just like an application, right? So it's not even meant to be for desktop at all. So even on desktop, it looks just like this, like a mobile app, which lets you know it's like, hey man, this shit is supposed to be on your phone, right? So regardless, now what's cool about it is that it's just like a simple app, okay, probably built with PHP, and at the same time, it's like it's a good idea, and there's a big space for this. Still, some people might say, well, OnlyFans is out. Nah, you could actually build another OnlyFans type website and bring in traffic and make it better, create better features. Like they just started, like, and they've been pretty lazy because I remember when OnlyFans came out, maybe like, I don't know, 3-4 years ago or something like that. And their website looks exactly the same. They haven't added anything to it. The website is growing every single day. You know, I think they said that they paid over $1 billion or something like that to their subscribers, to the people that have already, you know, their influencers or whatever you might want to call them. You know, and a lot of people think that OnlyFans is just for people that's in like in the sex industry or things like that. And it's like, nah, anybody could go on it. You know, I follow this kid, what's his name? DGG. Let me see. DGG. Is it DGG? DDG. DDG. Sorry. Um, he has DDG. Let me see. OnlyFans. He has an OnlyFans, and literally, like, I think he has like, I forgot the number, but it's like 26,000 likes on their 52 posts, charging $15 a month, right? You could charge for 3 months $41, for 6 months $74, and you could post any of the content that you want. So for him, he just talks about how to grow your social network, how to grow your social media, how to get more exposure, how to make money online as an influencer, right? And I think that's really good because it's like, if you have something that is of value and people can learn from it,
Mm-hmm.
you can go and put it on OnlyFans. Or if you go in and create, let's say, for example, like custom, I don't know, custom sketch shows or things like that, like you could upload it to OnlyFans. So it's the same thing like a Patreon. The
Mm-hmm.
only difference is that they're more open for anybody else who also wants to put whatever they want to put. Because if you go to OnlyFans, it's not like you could do a search in here of like what are like the top users or who to follow, etc., etc. Like they give you some people that they say, okay, you should check out this people here, but at the same time, it's not like Instagram. It's not like they have an explorer to see what
Mm-hmm.
people are uploading. It's like you're going to find somebody specific and you want their content specific from them. And like that's a simple idea. Like it's
Yeah.
not hard to do something like that. Like any one of you guys can create a website like this and just tell people, hey man, start posting here and we'll handle your processing fee, right? Your payment and everything that comes with it. And I'm pretty sure somebody else is gonna create an alternative to OnlyFans. And if there isn't one already, because it's such a simple application, all they're really doing is just it's like an Instagram, but to follow somebody you gotta pay for it.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a lot of people are on it right now. I created one I put for the coding phase just so I don't have nobody in there trolling. But like, okay, I'm creating a coding phase at coding phase, and
Right.
It's worth the backlink.
Yeah.
yeah,
Right.
some dude in there like, yo, let me search if Joe got an OnlyFans, and then they're going in there and some random dude uploading crazy videos and things like that off my company's name. I'm like, you know what, man, let's just create it. You know what I mean?
Right. Right.
Right now it's like taboo because of there's a whole bunch of thotties in there, and a
Mm-hmm.
whole bunch of random weird dudes in there.
Right.
But
But
Right.
you never know. It could change. I mean, it
it
could
could
like
change
more
exactly.
people could get on there, and it could be like a Patreon per se. Like
Yeah.
I mean, when I saw that chick, I think her name was like ND3. She's from out of New Orleans or whatever. And I mean, she can really rap, but she looks good.
Hmm.
So she was joking about it on Instagram, saying she should start one. And I think she buys like used cars and fixes them up and things like that. And she made one, and I was like, it. It kind of made me think a different way about it because I didn't, I just looked at it one way, like,
Hmm.
and to see somebody kind of just take something and use it for something else, it was just ingenuity, And I was
Hmm.
like, this is a platform that, you know, I mean, people like me, I'm thinking it's one way, and then somebody says, okay, well, this is my perspective on it, and it's like a whole new doors open for people to kind of like use for, like a lot of people that put up, like on Instagram, you can do the videos or whatever. So it's like I see a lot of people putting their videos up, then they say go to YouTube, but if they had it on there, they could just straight charge for it, on
Hmm.
that platform. So I thought that was real creative on the way she kind of like changed the narrative on it a little bit.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think a lot of people that are jumping in right now, they're the first ones.
Mhm.
It's like, you got YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, etc. But if you already have a following and people want to see your content,
Mm-hmm.
like I think that's the best way to support a some type of influencer or somebody that you look up to, whatever. Like, hey, why not? If I'm gonna pay for something else out there, I'd rather give it directly
Yeah.
to the person,
Mm-hmm.
instead of going in and signing up to like a random service, and then they barely get a cut. I think they still gotta pay like I think 20 or 30% on OnlyFans.com. But imagine if they did had an iOS app or Android app. So
Mm-hmm.
that's like 60% of their whole income. They will have to give it to other people. So
Right.
the people only get 40%. It's like
Right.
when to like this shit, like the super chats. I think like Google takes like 50%
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
off the bat. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
like for no reason. It's like, hey, it's like, well, we gotta get paid. It's like,
Yeah. Yeah. You know, if a nickel
Google's
bag is
always
sold in the
getting
park,
paid with those ads.
you know, they want in.
yeah, like you get paid off the ads, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you want to get paid off the tips. Like
Mm-hmm.
you get paid off everything.
Yeah.
Like it's crazy.
Yeah.
But it's a great. I think it's a great platform. It's an opportunity for other people to create something similar to this, and with better features and a better website. Because I
Mm-hmm.
think the whole website itself, I believe, is in Laravel and built with Vue.js.
Mm.
And there's a lot of things in there that are lacking that I feel like it could be better if they would have built it with React. Um, and they would have, I don't know who's the engineers working on this thing, but it's a simple application. I'm pretty sure somebody's gonna create a OnlyFans part 2. You know what I mean? Like OnlyFans part 2.com.
Other fans.
Don't tempt me.
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah.
make one in WordPress.
Yeah. There's somebody watching this video right now. You know what I mean?
Somebody right now is like, yo, hold on, Joe. You give
You
me
got
an
the pad
idea.
like, okay, and then what? Okay.
Yeah, man. But yeah, guys, I think we're about to head out of here, man. I really appreciate it that you guys came through, hang out with your boy. And definitely shout out to everybody in the community. Love you guys. Um, Again, we did update the website. If you're having any type of issues on the website for whatever reason, I just checked on what's my DNS.net. It should be good now, but I just checked like a few minutes ago. I know there was some areas. For those of you guys that don't know about this website, let me put it up here just in case some of you guys might not know about it. But it's called what's my DNS.net, and you could actually check for the propagation of your website. So, like, let's say when you just transfer services, or transfer to a different server, right? Everybody knows how the internet works, right? It's like basically they got to be uploaded everywhere, right? And got to be shared through all of the different servers. Like, let's say you're using AWS, right? So, like, let's say, for example, somebody in LA that, like, let's say if you're using Verizon, right? And Verizon, their main service is in LA, right? And you're using, I don't know, their Verizon fiber, you might not have the website up of like CodingPhase.com. So if you go to CodingPhase.com, it might not have been up, an hour, 2 hours ago, because it takes time to propagate throughout the whole world. But for those of you guys that are gonna be doing this as professional developers, this is a great resource for you guys. What's my DNS.net? And then when you switch on servers, you could actually see a whole bunch of different locations where they're trying to pin your website, and they could see if there's an issue with your website. So, like, let's say, for example, like I was saying, like an hour ago, it wasn't working in India, it wasn't working in Australia, right? So you will see here like X's on different locations. Okay. So again, I'm just giving you guys a little quick resource, a little gem for those of you guys that need it. All right, guys. But anyways, man, it's your boy Joe back at it again, codingphase.com. In the next live stream, we're hopefully gonna get a couple of people in here that can be you know, basically part of the panel. Maybe we could say 3 or 4 people if any of you guys want to be part of it too, right? Where we could have 3 or 4 people that always here on the live stream, like in the nighttime, we do like a little quick, 1 hour live stream. We can definitely make this thing into like a podcast where we just come in and we talk about all of this, right? And then we just put it up online, and yeah, man, just get it out there to the world, man. It's important to create content, and that's what we're doing here for you guys. All right, guys. So, anyways, man, thank you guys. Thank you, Alex. Thank you, Esri. Thanks,
man.
everybody in here. Love you guys. I'm going to see you guys later. Take care. It's your boy Joe back at it again, codingphase.com. Make sure you go to codingphase.com if you're looking to learn how to code, guys. It's the best website out there for you guys to start getting the skills that you need just to get you guys updated, right? Just to get you guys, in there. Go to codingphase.com. Literally, come in here. You can click start now. Pricing, start for free. Hey, monthly or get the yearly, which gives you access to all of the different career paths in here. Okay, so as you guys can see, this is the new layout. Once again, I'm just going over it one more time. All of the courses in here are in order, so you could just follow along. Let's say you wanted to become a front-end developer. These are the skills that you need to learn. Each one of these, in order, just like that. Okay, once you're done with that, you're good to go. Start following, different job opportunities out there. And if you don't believe that this is a really good opportunity for you, click right here, right? This will show you like real jobs right now for front-end developers. So it's not like I'm making this shit up. You know what I mean? Like sometimes people be like, this shit can't be real. There's no way you could be making this type of money from learning how to code and you could get a job without no degree, this and that. It's like, okay, stupid. Just click right here. Okay, it opens up a tab to Indeed with already the title of front-end developer, and you can see all the different jobs in your area and nearby you. Okay, so at the same time, we have a review of like what exactly is in here inside of this whole project, this whole career path. And yeah, man, there you go. All right. You might see some are going to be career bundles. And the ones that you don't see that there's no career bundles, that means everything that you have in here, you can do it just with the monthly subscription by itself, okay, or the yearly subscription. Is up to you how you want to do it. Okay, either one, you could basically get all those courses, the front-end development, back-end development, and full stack development courses. You can learn all of that with just $20 a month, guys. Okay, everything else down here is a little upgrade, but it's worth it, right? You're basically paying for a yearly membership. Once you sign up for the yearly membership, you get access to all of the career bundles and everything that's out there. Okay. But if you just care about, hey, I just want to become a front-end developer, I just want to get into a job, I just want to go and get my first opportunity, just with the monthly subscription, you're good to go. Okay. Some people always get scared. They're like, damn, Joe, $397. Not realizing there's always like a 50% off. There's always like a 45% off in here, right? So you're paying half is like $198, right? Same thing for the monthly. You could be paying $10 a month and get access to all of these courses. All right. So anyways, man, thank you for coming through. It's your boy Joe back at it again, codingphase.com. Your boy is back and out and did it again one more time. Peace.